everyone. Welcome to another session. I know I haven't done anything for a while. I had a bit of an accident. I broke my toe last week, so I thought it's time to start taping again. Anyways, I was invited to a friend's house today. She just moved into a new house. Not really sure what to take because she's still kind of unpacking, and I thought what's a better gift than homemade edible treats. So I know some of you had asked for some healthy school treats. Now this isn't a school treat necessarily because I am using almonds, but it is somewhat of a healthy treat if you're like me. My husband and I, especially on vacation, we like to wake up in the morning and sit on our deck with a cup of coffee and some homemade biscottis. So this biscotti recipe, really simple. We're just going to be using today half a cup of olive oil, about 3/4 of a cup. I think I used a little less, maybe 2/3 sugar, and 2 eggs, as many nuts as you want. I think this is about a half a cup. It calls for more, but this is really all I had. 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and your dry ingredients are 2 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This recipe is easy. It's like 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of this vanilla, baking powder, 2 cups. It's really easy recipe to follow. So the first thing we're going to do, I've got everything basically measured out. We're going to start off with creaming the sugar and half a cup of olive oil. So while your sugar and olive oil are just incorporating, you want to set your oven to convection bake, 350 degrees, very simple. And you just want to get a big cookie sheet, line it with some parchment paper so you don't have to worry about sticking. And I usually like to use a big one because I put 2 logs in when I bake it. Off the mixer now, the butter, and sorry, not butter, so used to butter. It's olive oil, much healthier for you. I'm just going to crack the 2 eggs in here. And the other. I love this recipe because you can add anything to it. My sister does it using 2 tablespoons of cocoa. It's making it a chocolate biscotti, and she sometimes puts the nuts in. You can put white chocolate chips in to make it a reverse chocolate chip biscotti. You can put orange rinds, any type of nuts, cranberries, pistachios, chocolate chips. I mean, really, you can just use about anything you want. So it actually can be school friendly because you don't have to include the nuts if you don't want to. So to this I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Goes right in. Mix it around. Such an easy dough to work with as well. And then I'm just going to add my dry ingredients, little bits at a time, just so it's easy to. Normally I would do this in the mixer, but when I'm taping recipes, I just find it's a little easier to do it in the bowl. Plus my mixer, it's so heavy, it's in the corner. So I don't really always bring it out because it's a bit hard to manage. Switched to my mixer because it was a lot easier. God, I love that thing. I'm just gonna fold in my almonds. Like I said, this part you can add whatever you like. Really, there's no end to the things that you can add to this. Such a great recipe. I'm also going to get in there now with the best tools we all have, which of course are our hands. And you can see that the dough it's not sticky and it's not crumbly either, which is actually makes it perfect. I'm just going to make sure that those nuts are spread out nicely and try to make it so that they're not falling out of the dough. You can kind of hear the almonds switching around in my bowl. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to get my cookie sheet because I just do it right on the sheet. I find it's a lot easier than rolling it on the counter, getting the counter dirty, cleaning the counter, and then getting it dirty, then cleaning it again. And the trick to that is putting a towel down first on my counter and then the cookie sheet so that it doesn't move around too much. It still will move around a bit, but not as much as if I hadn't put the sheet down. So I'm going to take the dough. This is what it should look like. Basically, your bowl should almost look like it was never used. That's how much of the dough, flour, and everything comes out. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to divide it in half. That's better. And if you have some nuts falling out, no problem. Just scoop them up in your dough. And if there's still some left over, you can just poke them in when you're all done. So I like to kind of turn the dough with my palms flat. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to elongate it as much as I can into 2 logs. So I kind of press, and then I press down with my palm. I'm not really sure where I got this technique, but it works. Then I press down, tuck in, press down until I get 2 nice logs. My oven is preheated, 350 degrees. I'm gonna put you can see that they're pretty narrow, but they're gonna really puff up quite a bit when they come out of the oven. I'm gonna fit right in there. Just 20 minutes. I like to check them, so I'm gonna put the timer on for 15. Check them after 15. If they need a little longer, leave them in. But if they're ready, I'm gonna take them up before they get burnt. The biscottis are done. I did check them after 15 minutes and they weren't as golden brown around the outside edges as I liked. So I put them in for about 2-3 more minutes. I like to keep a really good eye on them because if they get over baked, then they start to fall apart when you cut them. So hopefully they're not overdone. I'm gonna take off my gloves and I've let them cool for 15-20 minutes before I slice them. And I just kind of take them off, put them here. See, the nice thing about the parchment paper is there's no sticking, you don't have to grease it, so it's fabulous. You just take them right off. And then I like to take a nice chef's knife, or serrated knife is actually best, but truth be told, I broke mine, so I'm in the market for a new one. And then you just want to cut, you can do them as thick or as thin as you like. I like to have them kind of probably a little, like maybe half an inch thick. And you want to do a sawing motion and kind of dig in and then put even pressure so that you get nice clean cuts. Now the outside edge is a little bit crinkly. I like that because I feel like it looks a bit unfinished and rustic and really homemade, which is what you want biscotti to look like. So you're gonna cut all of these and then we're gonna put them face down on the cookie sheet, put them back in the oven. I'm gonna put the oven on, this time a lower temperature, 300 only, because they're already finished baking. You just want to toast them up a bit. Biscotti actually means twice baked, so the second part of the baking is what is very important. These are nicely on their side. We're going to put them back in the oven, 300 degrees, 5 to 7 minutes. Check on them. So, the biscottis are done. I've got them in my cookie jar and I've put the ingredients and the instructions on my homemade DIY chalkboard that I already posted a video of. And now all I gotta do is pack them and take them. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please comment, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy!